It's just so fascinating that you've gone through all of these different, versions of, like, public life and experienced the backlash that comes, like, part and parcel with any kind of public life, but in such different ways, and do you feel like all of those things or do they feel similar to you, or was the blowback from your novel different or more meaningful or less meaningful than like the more Bravo blogger stuff?
It was different because I think with the Bravo bloggers, so with the blogger thing, I feel that the blowback was largely earned. I
Well,
understand.
you mean like when you first launched, you
Yeah,
don't because you
yeah.
didn't have like really trolls, did you? As
No, not
a
really. It was just
not really.
it was a few people, but it was like, trolls that I knew who were like, as I said, fellow, former colleagues. So that I was like, I get why you're pissed. With Bravo, it was like, I get why you think you're pissed, but also you do know this is reality TV and this is entertainment, right? And it was kind of that subset of like the boomer Facebook mom. It was that vibe.
Right.
You know what I
Ugh.
mean? Right. They're gonna find fault with anything. So that I was like, I feel very disconnected with that. The blowback that I got for the book was really painful in a different way. Um, because and again, because I put myself in other people's shoes, I can always, I understand where they were coming from, but it's also like, this is my experience. This is my lived experience. And so, you know, there are other books that you can read that are about, people that wear the hijab and live a life that is in accordance with the way that you think a Muslim should be living their life, but that's not my book. And so the entire book is about feeling rejected by your community. So in real life, to be further rejected by a lot of very vocal members of my community, specifically well-read book lovers, was really, really painful. And I felt simultaneously unfair. And I also understood where they're coming from because that's their experience. And because I am white and I do have privilege and I don't wear a hijab and my mother is Christian, and my husband is Christian. And so it's like, so
But you're
I
not
understand.
writing a manual on how to be a Muslim woman in America.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
right.
And so but that was deeply painful, and I also
Mm.
felt, if you are the kind of person for whom you think religion is important and you think your community is important, to be ostracizing someone from your community doesn't feel like necessarily a call from your faith,